Hey, dude, are you following what's going on with the Dodgers?
I am. Aren't they off today? And
They are.
They're in San Diego, right?
Yep, they're going to start a series against the Padres tomorrow. So here to discuss is our Dodger insider. Blake Harris is back on Sedano Kap with DeMarco filling in. What's up, Blake?
Hey guys, how you doing on this beautiful Thursday?
I'm doing pretty good. I don't know about you, DeMarco. How are you?
Gorgeous, happy, fun, having a great time.
Yeah. So, Blake, big series coming up this weekend down in San Diego at Petco Park. Dodgers 9-3, Padres 9-5. First matchup between these two teams this season. What do you say, man?
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I know that people down in San Diego consider this, a massive rivalry. I know Dodgers fans will tell you we're not there quite yet, but it's certainly been building over the last couple of years. And again, anytime you face a division rival, anytime you face someone that's, coming for the division title, things are going to get exciting. So I'm looking forward to it, especially, we're only 2 weeks into the season. The Dodgers did get a good test this week facing the Braves, but I think this is going to be their biggest test of the season so far. Going down to San Diego, those fans are going to be alive and well. They're going to be cheering on their team. So I think this is a really good test for the Dodgers, and I'm looking forward to it. This is definitely the series to watch in all of baseball this weekend.
Cap, do I have to hate Machado? Is this a show where you have to hate Machado?
You don't have to hate him.
Okay. I think he's fun to watch. I do. I kind of like him. Are you surprised? Dodgers are what, 9-3, Cap, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Are they playing about as well as you expected so far?
Yeah, I mean, obviously coming into the season, everyone expects the Dodgers to win 100 games again. But, we've seen in years past just how difficult it is. I did expect them to, start off the season pretty strong, but 9-3, I mean, they're on pace for like 122 games, I think, something like that. So I was expecting them to start the season off pretty strong, but definitely I don't think winning 9 out of their first 12, especially considering, they lost 2 of their first 3. So I think they've only lost one game since last Sunday or something like that. So I figured they get off to a hot start, but 9-3, it's definitely a pleasant surprise, I'd say, for the first 2 weeks.
Hey, Blake Harris is here. Now, I like to call Blake Balake. Do you call people named Blake Balake, DeMarco?
Never. Not until this show.
Oh, really?
But I will adopt it for you.
Okay.
Yes.
How about people named Aaron? Do you call them Aaron?
No, just Aaron.
Okay, got it. George is like that too, but me, I like to call Blake Balake. So, Blake, you talk about hot starts. Cody Bellinger, I know a lot of people were keeping their eye on Bellinger this year. He's gotten off to a nice start, whereas on the other side, Mookie Betts kind of cold at the plate. What do you say about those two?
Yeah, I know. I think it was last week we talked about Cody Bellinger, and I was pretty optimistic saying, don't write him off. I think he's going to have a pretty good season. And so far, he's been the second best hitter on the Dodgers behind Freddie Freeman. He leads the Dodgers with 6 games with multiple hits. He's hitting home runs, hitting extra base hits. So Cody Bellinger's been a huge, huge bonus for the Dodgers early in the season. But then, you transition over to Mookie Betts, who he's been, the worst hitter in this Dodgers lineup. I believe he only has 1 hit over his last 15, 16 at-bats. He's not, hitting home runs, not hitting extra base hits. But the good thing with Mookie Betts is he provides such good defense in right field, and, he's still a force on the bases. I think he'll turn things around. I mean, again, it's only been 2 weeks, so I know we're praising Cody for getting off to the hot start, so it is kind of tough to really give Mookie a lot of crap for having a slow 2-week start. If this was the middle of July, no one would essentially notice. So I think he'll turn things around. Again, this is still one of the 10 best players in all of baseball. So if the Dodgers are 9-3, and that's with Mookie Betts being their worst player, I think I will take that any day of the week.
What about the rotation? This is funny. He's a future Hall of Famer, but I'm most surprised about Clayton Kershaw, but that's a different subject. Who went last night?
Walker Buehler, right?
Yesterday was Tony Gonsolin.
Yeah.
Day before was Buehler.
Talking about him walks and hits. And what do you think of the Dodgers' rotation this early and into the future? Go ahead.
Right. That's the crazy thing. Coming into the season, I know me especially, that was my only concern with this Dodgers team would be their starting rotation because, you have Walker Buehler and Julio Urias. But after that, you have a Clayton Kershaw who is coming off a pretty significant injury. And then you have question marks with Tony Gonsolin and Andrew Heaney. But if anything, Tony Gonsolin and Andrew Heaney have been the Dodgers' best starters this season. Unfortunately, Andrew Heaney, he was just placed on the IL. He'll probably miss 1 or 2 starts. Hopefully it's only a couple of weeks. But Tony Gonsolin, I mean, up until yesterday, I think someone took him over, but he had the best ERA in all of the National League. So, the back end of that rotation has been carrying them. I don't know how much longer this is going to keep up, but I think this is probably my biggest surprise of the season, again, considering where my expectations were at with them entering the year.
Yeah, we're talking to Blake Harris, who's our Dodger insider here on Sedano and Kap. Yeah, I was pretty surprised the other night about Walker Buehler's performance. It just wasn't the kind of dominant Walker Buehler kind of thing we're accustomed to seeing. I want to say he had like 5 innings, gave up 8 hits, a bunch of runs. So, yeah, I think that is the big concern. And by the way, I know that's what's got Padre fans excited. They think their team is ready to really compete, and they think they've got the better pitching staff than the Dodgers. What do you think?
Yeah, on paper, that Padres pitching staff, it looks pretty enticing. And, like you mentioned, the other night, Walker Buehler only had 2 strikeouts, I think. His strikeout numbers are down significantly this year. But again, it's a small sample size, but I'm really looking forward to, that's the big thing I'm looking forward to this weekend between the Dodgers and Padres is seeing how the starting pitching matchups, play out. Andrew Heaney, he's obviously going to miss his start on Saturday, but we're getting guys like Clayton Kershaw, Yu Darvish, Julio Urias. It's essentially an all-star pitching staff on both ends that we're going to be getting on a day-to-day basis. So, again, I really like what the Padres have done. I think they're, doing pretty well numbers-wise with their pitching staff. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think this weekend it's going to be maybe first team to score 3 or 4 runs is going to pull out the victory.
Yeah. Hey, DeMarco, opine on this, and then we'll let Blake get out of here. But
Blake.
Blake, thank you.
He's catching on.
So here's the thing. This Braves-Dodgers series that we just saw was so interesting and dramatic because you had the Freddie Freeman come to the Dodgers from the Braves, and you had Kenley Jansen go from the Dodgers to from the Braves to the Dodgers. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, gotcha.
And so ultimately, Kenley Jansen was booed when he came out of the bullpen. DeMarco, should Kenley Jansen be booed at Dodger Stadium when he's trying to save a game?
There's 2 different boos, right? There's the boo where we hate you, like the Barry Bonds boo, that throaty boo, and then there's, we have to boo you type thing. You know what I mean? It's a sign of respect. We can't cheer.
What do you think, Blake? Freddie for Freddie Freeman and boos for Kenley Jansen. Were Dodger fans justified in booing Kenley Jansen?
I'm still blown away by that. Obviously this is coming from someone that's been, Kenley Jansen's biggest supporter, even through all the ups and downs. But this is not just a guy that, left on bad terms. He didn't call out Dodgers fans or anything like that. He left on good terms. This is the greatest closer in franchise history, one of the greatest pitchers. He has a strong chance of getting this number retired by the Dodgers. And this is his first game, on the mound at Dodger Stadium since he moved. And getting boos coming out of the bullpen, I know a lot of people saying, oh, he's the opposing closer, you boo. I don't remember any time I was ever at a Dodgers game where the opposing closer comes in and I'm booing. You boo if you lose or something like that, but I've never booed when a closer comes in. I know Dodgers fans have a weird relationship with Kenley Jansen because, again, he's had ups and downs, but this is a Dodger icon. This is a Dodgers legend. And I think booing him coming out of the bullpen, I think it was a disgrace.
Is this who the Dodger fans are?
I was really disappointed.
Is this who they are? Is this who they want to be? They want to be like Boston? They want to get that rep?
Again, it's just they have a weird relationship with Kenley Jansen where even though, he left on good terms, he was great in the postseason last year. It seems like with Kenley Jansen especially, fans just want to remember all the negative things, all the playoff games that, he's, kind of broke down in, him not getting to close games out in the World Series. So for some reason, I just don't understand. But a moment like that, again, I get he's the opposing closer. You can't, actively cheer for other guys, but there are some rare exceptions. Corey Seager, he's going to be getting standing ovations every plate appearance he ever has at Dodger Stadium moving forward. So it really did suck to see Kenley Jansen get boos, but the day prior he did get a standing ovation prior to the game.
Right.
They did give him like a framed, photo of his first strikeout. He had his family there, so that was great. But still, this was an entirely different crowd. If I was there, I would be giving him a standing ovation. I get maybe if there's like 25% boos, just, again, people have their way. But the fact that it was a large amount of boos, I didn't really hear much cheers. Personally, it just really sucked to see because he definitely didn't deserve it. This is a guy where, again, if you remember a couple years ago in Colorado, doctors told him, hey, because of your heart, don't pitch. And he said, I'm going to pitch anyway because I love this team. So, you could say he's risked his life to pitch for the Dodgers.
Right.
And
you guys been willing to die for the Dodgers
yeah.
in some ways. Laura, say what you just said, and then we'll hit this break.
I said he's been booed in a Dodger uniform, so it shouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah. That's great.
Wow.
And I love him. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to cheer for him when he's about to close on my team.
He should go Jerry West and sue.
Hey, Blake, thanks, man. We appreciate it. Enjoy this weekend. Padres Dodgers going to be a lot of fun. We'll talk to you next week.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
All right, you too. Blake Harris stopping by. That's our Dodger insider.